Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and a subscriber has asked yet another question, and they have asked, why limit yourself to only strapless training? And it's really funny because you're talking about throwing in an extra item that doesn't have to exist. And it's like, that would be like saying, why limit yourself to only training without a slingshot? Why limit yourself to only training without whatever this extra device is? And which is kind of funny in and of itself, but I do understand what he's saying because straps have become so popular. They're fairly inexpensive, so we can't make the argument, well, you're just throwing money away, because you can get decent straps for $5-10. You get really good straps for $20. So cost is not really an issue for most guys at this point for something like straps. Whereas a lot of these other devices, we could argue, well, that's a $100 device that you don't need. Why? Yeah, that's a good enough reason alone. Straps, not so much. I think the best counter argument is something a different person had said in the same video. They posted basically about how they're up to a 655-pound deadlift. Their grip never fails because they've made sure their grip is strong, and they agreed with my video on the strapless training. But they also said, I believe that you are only as strong as your weakest link. That is fucking beautiful. Beautiful. And that's most of the really strong guys you meet, and any guy like that who's pulling 655 raw, that's pretty strong by most standards. I don't think anyone's going to call that weak. And if you do, then you've got some crazy ass standards. So that being said, you usually find a lot of really, really strong guys have that mentality. That's really common, that you are only as strong as your weakest link. Now, I would argue with you, if you're trying to get stronger and better at all these exercises and movements, or just to get strong all around, why would you use straps? Yeah, that's a good reason to limit yourself to strapless training, because essentially you're saying, I think that my grip is too weak. And I've already established in the other thing, it's not necessarily your grip strength that's giving out, it's your peripheral nervous system that's giving out, not your grip strength when you start losing your grip when you get into a workout of ways. It's different if you're losing your grip on a max lift or something. It's another thing when you're doing volume and your grip is failing. That's your peripheral nervous system being too fatigued and not getting enough recovery. So a good reason to not use them is, again, you're only as strong as your weakest link. Why would you take your weakest link out of the equation? That's like guys saying, well, on my bench press and all my chest presses, it seems like my triceps are really limiting me, so I'm going to try to find a way to remove my triceps from the exercise so that I can get stronger and lift more weight at it, or whatever. It's that sort of analogy. They're going to take another muscle out of it that's a weak link, instead of saying, maybe if I did more tricep work and got my triceps stronger, right? Got my triceps stronger, they wouldn't be my weak link anymore. And then I would be a lot stronger with that. And all of the muscles on this exercise could develop faster because my weak link is now capable of lifting more. I can overload everything better. That's a better approach. What I would say, instead of strapping up, why don't you throw the straps away? And if you feel like your grip is limiting you at all on these exercises, first of all, your grip is going to catch up pretty well eventually if you just stop using the straps and you force yourself to use your grip. Number two, you can go and do extra work for it. If something is your weak link, and we all know you're only as strong as your weakest link, and I believe that, most strong guys believe that, why would you train the weak link less? You should do the opposite. Go ahead and throw the straps away and do extra grip work, do extra forearm work if they're really a major weak link for you, because you're only as strong as your weakest link. And then if you can strengthen that weak link, it won't become an issue for you anymore. And then everything will continue to get bigger and stronger, grow, develop, and you'll just get all around better. That's a good reason to do only strapless training. You should be doing more for your weak links, not less. The straps let you do less. You're just letting yourself get even weaker and weaker at your weakest link. And then you're really not strong at the end of the day if you think about it that way. You really aren't. Just because you're using a piece of equipment to help, that piece of equipment's not there all of a sudden you find that you're a hell of a lot weaker than you think you are. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.